Europe, a paradise of charming old towns and efficient public transportation, with Israeli mega corporations running the whole show. You didn't see that coming, did you? Let's talk about Act, which transports almost 1 million passengers per day. You may know it as that big Israeli bus company, right? Well, surprise! In Poland, Act's subsidiary Mobilis owns bus franchises in Warsaw, Krakow and other major cities and has a fleet of 300 buses moving thousands daily. So next time you hop on a Warsaw bus thinking you are taking local transportation, just remember, this ride is proudly brought to you by Tel Aviv. Let's move on to the Netherlands, where Act operates under the IBS brand, a growing Dutch public transportation company. They service about 1 million travelers every week in Amsterdam, Rotterdam, The Hague and the surrounding areas, over 700 buses and more than 2,000 employees. Impressive, huh? Local activists protested the Act IBS deal, claiming it indirectly supports illegal Israeli settlements in the occupied West Bank. Anyway, a few years later, these protests bore fruit, and the Israeli carrier lost its Netherlands contract worth €190 million in 2017. But that was not the first time IBS faced pushback. In 2015, the Haarlem provincial government in the Netherlands decided not to award it a 10-year contract worth €320 million. Now let's go to Portugal, where Israel's second largest transport company, DAN Public Transportation, fully owns Transportes Sul-de-Terra. Because why not add a little Israeli flavor to Lisbon's public transport? But let's not forget Spain. The publicly traded Spanish company CAF employs over 100 workers in Israel and is involved in key rail projects in Tel Aviv, Jerusalem, with 3 local subsidiaries. But it's not just Spanish CAF that has its finger in this pie. The French company Alstom constructed, maintained and operated the same rails. However, Spain's recognition of Palestine has hit companies like CAF and Talgo hard as Israel cut purchases of Spanish rail equipment by 81.41% in March. Looks like taking a stance on international law can come at a price. Speaking of rail projects, let's talk about Veolia. Veolia was a French multinational that operated in almost all European countries and found itself in hot water for its involvement in the some controversial West Jerusalem light rail projects. Thanks to the pressure from BDS movement and French citizens, Veolia eventually divested from Israel. DAN Public Transportation sued Veolia when it agreed to sell its stake to its competitor, Act instead. In Ireland, the Ireland-Palestine Solidarity Campaign played a key role in fight against Israeli transportation companies. Local councils in Dublin, Cork, Galway and beyond vowed not to renew contract with Veolia as long as it remained complicit in violating international law. Veolia workers in Dublin even joined in on the boycott, refusing to train Israeli colleagues who would operate in Israeli illegal settlements. In 2011, Veolia Transport merged with Transdev, which is currently majority owned by the Redman Group. And I bet you didn't hear about Grand Automotive, another Israeli powerhouse quietly ruling the roads in the Balkans and Europe. They are a subsidiary of Tavura Holding, which worked with Israeli authorities on the construction of the separation wall, cutting Palestinians in the occupied West Bank off from occupied East Jerusalem and Israel. The company also transports heavy cargo for the Israeli military. And during Tel Aviv's attack on Gaza in November 2012, the company transported tanks to the front lines. Grand Automotive operates retail sites for the sale and service of vehicles and distributes big car brands such as MG, Nissan, Renault, Ford, Hyundai, Dacia and Chevy in Kosovo, Serbia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Croatia, Albania and a number of other European countries. So basically, if it has wheels and drives in the Balkans, there's a good chance it's backed by Israeli investors. I mean, seriously, even electric buses in the Serbian capital Belgrade and the other all across Central and Eastern Europe are produced by Israeli-Bulgarian developer Chariot Motors. But this is not the first time that Serbia has been involved in Israeli affairs. Please remember my expose revealing how Kavim International, yet another Israeli company that cooperates with the Israeli police and transports Palestinian prisoners, actually transports passengers in a few Serbian cities. Oh, and just when you thought things couldn't get more tangled, Flixbus enters the conversation. The bus operator's CEO publicly expressed support for Israel during its genocidal war on Gaza, as did Deutsche Bahn, Germany's national railway company. So yes, even your favorite budget travel options are indirectly supporting apartheid and genocide. What a small world, huh? Next time you hop on a bus in Amsterdam or take a budget trip across Europe, ask yourself, are you getting a ride, or are you inadvertently supporting a regime accused of war crimes?